Welcome to another session of Stelmo's Rants and Raves. Um, this morning, I was looking at Just the News and this John Solomon site, and I've said it before. I have a lot of respect for this guy. Anyway, his headline reads Biden FBI secretly set up Trump to be indicted after he leaves office, Arctic Frost memos suggest. John has been one of the first here to come out and actually talk about uh, what the Democrats or the American socialists, we got to start calling them, what they have planned for Donald Trump when he leaves office. I don't talk to the most amount of people, but when I do get out and about, and a lot of times, like I'll see somebody has a Trump bumper sticker or something, go up and talk to him for a couple minutes. It seems to me that everyone thinks that because Donald Trump can't run for office again, that they're just going to let him retire and go off his merry way. And I don't think that's the case at all. Well, first, let me say, I don't think that the Democrats are going to come back into power anytime soon, unless, of course, they find some new way to cheat. And trust me, they are looking at very hard at what ways they can use to cheat, because they know that the American public does not support their platform. The Americans don't want, and the Democrats have picked the 20 side on 80-20 issues. It's suicidal. So are they that stupid? No, they're not really that dumb. It's just they're just doing what their handler tells them they have to do. For a long time they've accepted these gratuities and lined their pockets, and the reality is that the actual Democrat office holders, I believe, have a different desired outcome than their handlers do, but unfortunately, they've accepted the payments, and so now they have to do what they're told, and it's seemingly suicidal. But why would they go after Trump after he leaves office? Well, they have to send a clear message to anyone else. Don't you dare try what Donald Trump successfully did. And what did Donald Trump do? Donald Trump ran for president without working his way up the ladder. Why do they want you to work your way up the ladder? Well, as you slowly progress up that ladder, they find the way to get their claws into you. And then, of course, once they own you, you're going to do whatever they desire. And this is why I think the Republican base has a problem with so many of our candidates. They've been corrupted. Perhaps they're not the most corrupt in the world, but they're corrupt enough that they don't want it to come out. They think it will be the end of their career. And just look at all of the corruption that is being found. And I'm going to repeat this until I'm blue in the face, but where are our elected officials? Why don't they know about this fraud? Do they not have oversight over all of these various agencies and expenditures? The answer is yes, 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 they do. And but yet, with all of their oversight, they were clueless about all of the fraud. Or should I say, they wanted us to believe that they were clueless about this fraud. But, I don't buy that. I feel really sorry for Donald Trump because, he just can't seem to get a Justice Department to do the right thing. And again, why do I think that is? I think there's so much corruption in these agencies. I don't know, I guess now a month or so ago, we heard this story about where they found, and I believe the figure was $170 million on a jet prepared to take off from Minneapolis, and it was heading to Somalia with $170 million cash on it. Now, if the fraud is that extensive, and it is, I just I just can't put my hands around how nobody knew. But see, I suggest they knew. Now, in Minnesota, it was the Democrats who are in charge there. And, but Texas is a red state. Now, granted, I know it has blue areas and stuff in it, but, it's a red state. And yet even they have a lot of this corruption. Now, I know corruption has been around since the time of our Lord Jesus Christ. We all know the story of Judas Iscariot. He was as corrupt as could be, and it's continued on. So the corruption has been there, but never has it been as bad as it is now. And if my memory serves me correctly, I go back to where do I think all our problems started? Well, certainly our spending problems go way back, but I think everything grew like it was all on steroids when Bill Clinton became president. We all know about Charlie Tree and all of the illegal Chinese money the Clintons were caught taking. Yeah, they had to repay some of the money, but trust me, there was enough Chinese money that got through. And I suggest that this was the first time that a president of ours accepted dirty money from our enemy. And I think that that's continued to this day. I think the Chinese are pumping millions and millions and millions of dollars into this country. And they're not doing it because they're our friend and they want to help us out. So I don't know what Donald Trump is going to do. He needs to get a Department of Justice that's going to put enough hurt on the socialists that they're going to think long and hard before they pull any of these stunts again. But you know what? I don't see that going to happen. And now I don't know. Donald Trump has been fairly quiet in who he might pick for his next attorney general. He seems right now to be, and perhaps because his plate is so full, he's, I think, looking and watching what Todd Blanche does. With perhaps he could give him the big nod. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I know Donald Trump needs to get someone in there to start prosecuting all these crimes that we've heard about. And we're sort of in a loop right now. Seemingly daily, we're finding out about new fraud and new crimes and everything. And what happens is it tends to make us forget stuff in the past. And there's so many crimes we know about that haven't been prosecuted. So I don't know I really don't know what the answer is. I thought Jeff Sessions would be a good attorney general. Sadly, I thought Bill Barr was going to be a good attorney general, but I bought all of the nonsense that was spewed by the mainstream press about this guy. They were beatifying this guy to the point of, I don't know, but, and I think now we have found out why. Bill Barr's father just happened to be the gentleman who gave Epstein a teaching job, even when he was unqualified at that point in time to be a teacher. So really makes you wonder, really makes you wonder how deep this vast corrupt system is. And unfortunately, we, the American public, we're the ones we suffer. The inflation now is beyond the pale, but and it keeps going up. And I don't see any solution here. I think they're going to go after Trump. I think they're going to go after Trump's family. They keep telling us what they're going to do. Now, I believe that because the Democrats have been so vocal about adding states that would have Democrat senators and packing the Supreme Court, they plan on destroying this country. Keep in mind, they do not like this country. They do not like it at all. And they would love nothing more than to collapse it and build their own socialist utopia. And from everything that I can see right now, I see the American public is all on board for this because I don't see any pushback. I see very little pushback from the Republican Party, and I certainly see little to no pushback from the general public. So, I don't know who Trump is going to pick. I think the best pick he ever had was Matt Gaetz, but of course Matt Gaetz, being a gentleman, withdrew his name because he knew that they would fight tooth and nail to keep him out of there because they knew that this man would go after them all. And unfortunately, Trump just does not have enough political capital to, back then at least, to have forced a successful vote to put Matt Gaetz in as Attorney General. But out of all of the names I've heard, the one that I would recommend that they not choose is Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis has been a pretty good governor here in Florida. And but for one event, I would say he might make a good attorney general. But Ron DeSantis has proven to me that he is, how shall we say, a little bit corrupt. And I'm going to do a video on that here in the next day or two because it's getting so little exposure. And I think that's so sad because, I'm not one of these people who say, well, I'm conservative and I lean towards the Republican Party, so they're doing it and I support it, even though I know it's wrong. No, I don't play that way. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, and that's what we're going to say. I'll be the first to say Donald Trump, the second term, has really disappointed me. But I hope he wakes up. I hope he comes up with a great attorney general pick. If he would listen to a suggestion from me, I would say you need to find yourself a state attorney general or even an assistant state attorney general, somebody who hasn't been corrupted by the Washington, D.C. System. But that would be my advice. I doubt he's going to ever listen to this or hear it, but it is what it is. Anyway, with that, I'm going to wrap up for now. Y'all have a great day. Stay safe. Crazy world out there. Every day when I read the news, I say, yep, it's just gotten a little bit crazier. Thank you. Bye-bye.